So today I'll be showing you how I made a custom paint by numbers, and I'll also be continuing ConspiracyCraft, this week discussing the theory that the high-end art market is just a front for money laundering. If either of these interest you, stay tuned. First things first, let's decide what image we want to use for our custom paint by numbers. I did want to use this adorable image of my boyfriend's cat, but a photo has way too many different colours and shades to successfully be converted to a paint by numbers. I tried to cartoonify it and simplify the colours, and this helped, but I still wasn't entirely happy with the results. I'm sure with a bit more time and effort a photo would work, but in the interest of getting this video out on time, I took on a different approach. I tried to think of an artist who uses simple, bold colours and decided on Roy Lichtenstein. Well known for his pop art style, the alternative was Matisse, but I thought that seemed a little too simple. The paint by numbers transformation still isn't perfect, but I think it will be good enough for a basically free activity, and I could always adjust the end product to be closer to the source material. I printed the outline and saved the palette to my phone. I'll attempt to use my very well organised acrylic paint collection to match these shades as closely as possible. I'll leave the links to any websites that I've used in the description below if you want to give this a go yourself. Now on to the conspiracy. Isn't it odd that some artworks sell for millions? Who decides that they're worth that much, and who's buying them? Well, today's conspiracy theory is that it's all a sham. The reason these artworks are priced so high is to allow as much cash as possible to be cleaned. Money laundering is the process of taking illegally acquired money, think money made from theft, drug dealing, or even human trafficking, and then washing it, meaning putting it through legit legal sales and adding it back to the economy so it could be spent freely without being linked back to the initial crime. One example of how this theory works could be that Mr. Smith wants to buy a large amount of pixie dust from Mr. Bloggs, but he can't just wire him $1 million, it would raise too many questions and bring too much attention. Mr. Bloggs would also refuse a cash payment because people would wonder where he got that kind of money from. Conveniently, Mr. Bloggs mentions that he owns some unique modern art and it's coming up for auction. Although this artwork seems to just be a $2 piece of fruit taped to a wall, Mr. Bloggs' very well paid art expert has placed a value of $1 million on this one-of-a-kind piece. Mr. Smith manages to outbid all the opposition and secures the artwork, depositing the $1 million into Mr. Bloggs' pockets through a completely legitimate sale and with minimal background checks. The purchase can be fully anonymous, aka untraceable. This may sound far-fetched, but in 2012 Mexico introduced anti-money laundering laws, limiting the use of cash and requiring businesses to give more information to the government about their customers, taking away the anonymity of large purchases. The Washington Post estimated that this led to a steep decline of around 30% of Mexican art sales. Obviously these art auctions are not limited to Mexico, but I find the statistics interesting. Let me know in the comments what you think of this theory. Do people genuinely think that particularly modern art is worth this much, or is it all a ruse? It's hard to put a price on something so subjective, so I'm not sure how we can govern if an artwork is being valued or overvalued. Anyway, now back to the crafting. I do think I should have spent more time with colour selection, as there were a few odd spots and quite a few of the colours were really similar to each other, but I think it turned out pretty well, definitely better than I could have done freehand. It's also a free way to provide some entertainment, or could be used to provide a good base to then expand on. For example, with this one, I'm going to grab a fine liner and try to make it look closer to the original. Stay tuned to see the result. I do end up smudging the paint and some of the pen lines in places, and I can't really decide if the outlining made it better, so let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and please consider liking and subscribing, it really means a lot to me.